is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture.
Do not adjust your set. I just love the notion of a TV talking to me.
For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear.
So it didn't matter what story followed. I was already hooked by that.
Stay hooked now for The Outer Limits Farewell Tribute, a journey from past to present, as Showtime prepares to send the legendary sci-fi series off the air.
No, that's the Twilight Zone. What was the Outer Limits? Your TV. Turn the knobs on the TV.
Test pattern and a bunch of stuff.
I remember one where all those guys with those big scary faces came out, and I just remember that was haunting them. Masks that these guys had with these big eyes. If that could have been something I remember from my home.
It began in 1963 in black and white, and although it lasted only 1.5 seasons, The Outer Limits attained cult status, securing its place in science fiction history. Created by producer Leslie Stevens and Joseph Stefano, famed screenwriter of Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, the original Outer Limits gave early exposure to many actors who later became big stars.
I never liked science fiction. I decided that since I didn't like science fiction that much, I would mix it with Gothic. So a lot of the shows that I wrote, especially, were ones that were very scary.
I was trapped in this invisible shield, and I turned to Chita Rivera, and I was supposed to get trapped and scream, ah, and I said to Chita, I can't scream. She said, you don't know how to scream? I said, no. She said, come with me. Heaven help her. And she walked around the set, and she went, ah! And she said, that's how you scream. I owe it all to Chita Rivera. I had to go, ah,
Management was trying desperately to find a new bear every week. The word bear was their term for the monster, or the menace, the threat. I just remember getting in and out of that makeup a lot, and having to dress it, undress it, dress it, undress it. Sort of shot me with hands coming around. You just see me, and that one I was able to claw. We did in that one, but it's a very effective shot.
There was no technology available to us except what you could do either with camera tricks, with mirrors, or with simply building it.
A television series, camera becomes the authority. Even if I show you a scene today out of context from Twilight Zone and one from The Outer Limits, almost anyone can pick out The Outer Limits. So again, stylish. Freddie Phillips, who did the makeup, he said, what about if we started with this? And he reached down on the floor, I swear before God, and picked up a paper Dixie cup and said, we can start with this. And we started to build on this paper cup. And that was the foundation of the makeup.
I remember, I guess it was Robert Culp and Lee Landau, the same thing, changing the past to save the future. And they were all great moral tales.
With somewhat forbidden subjects in our repressive sort of 50s, 60s culture, it got into areas that our parents didn't want to discuss.
I mean, people don't like to be preached to, but I think that show did send out stuff, about greed and about lust.
Unless my father changes his mind, which he won't, the only thing I'll be able to give you in large amounts is money.
We felt that this was an opportunity. This show was an opportunity to say things that we maybe couldn't say without the disguise of science fiction. So we were able to make some criticisms that the network would not have allowed.
Is this the day? Is this the beginning of the end?
I wrote The Invisibles, which was as anti-CIA as you can get, but nobody knew it.
plan is to invade, to infest key men in government and industry with some alien force that seeps into the human body and takes over.
Showtime relaunched The Outer Limits in 1995. The Outer Limits.